Good morning to one and all present here for the day 4 session of STTP Phase 2 sponsored by AICTE, New Delhi. So with the kind consent of the convener, we are starting our session for today. And our first session, a resource person is Mrs. Sridevi Sira. She is a lead at Future Skills for Academia at NASSCOM. Highly focused, result-oriented business development professional with strong exposure in expanding business in dynamic and changing market. She has transformed non-performing business units into top performers, delivered multifold growth of revenues and market shares, effectively translated clients' requirement into training solutions by leveraging on deep technical understanding and skills. She's also notched up multi-million-dollar contracts and won business from key accounts in IT industry such as HCL, Virtusa, and Cognizant. She's experienced in managing end-to-end learning and development lifecycle, identifying and translating students' learning needs into high-impact customized learning solutions and curriculum and building training teams. She spearheaded campus operations including budgeting, zero-defect service delivery, quality and people management, creative, out-of-box thinker, leadership skill, flexibility, and approachable with strong cross-cultural, interpersonal, productive communication, analytical, and problem-solving skills. Ma'am, on behalf of the Department of Biotechnology, the management, the principal, the HOD staffs and students, we deem it a pleasure in having you as our resource person, ma'am. Welcome to this session. And it is over to you, ma'am, to start with the session. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Am I audible, ma'am? Am I clear?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Good morning, one and all. It's really a delight to be actually part of this discussion with all of you at Oxford. And thank you everyone who's actually joined for this call. It's indeed a pleasure to have a chance to, discuss with all of you who are so learned in life and experience in profession. Appreciate you guys having me over here. On that count, let me just start off. Now, you all must be wondering, Sridevi comes from a different kind of a background, and why is it that she's over here? I'm here because of the kind of work that I'm currently doing, and that's more specific to do with emerging technologies. And I represent NASSCOM Future Skills. And this is basically an initiative of Government of India, MIGHTY, along with NASSCOM. Objective that we have taken up on our shoulders to ensure that every nook and corner of this country is enabled with emerging technology, and we get efficiently and effectively prepared for a digital economy that we're heading towards. As we progress, we also see that by year 2025, we are going to be a digital $1 trillion digital economy. And we will be a nation with almost about 90 million people joining the workforce from India alone. This is not a small number. And this actually calls for us to do a little bit of deep dive in terms of understanding if 90 million people are going to be joining the workforce from India alone, how prepared are we towards this? So that's the reason why emerging technologies has become a part and parcel of everybody's life. So much so that that's also a part of biotechnology. That's the stream that we will be discussing and trying to see how biotechnology is being impacted and influenced by emerging tech. Before we jump on there, I would like to request all of you to log on to Future Skills Prime, and whatever technologies we're going to talk about it today, they are all available on this Future Skills Prime platform. We encourage you to go ahead, learn, so that you will be able to contribute back to the society. We will also be adding a lot of other content also, which will be there. And as such, you will see a lot of relevancy of what you are doing or what you aspire to do and how do you nurture the individuals. All of that is actually available via this Future Skills Prime. Thanks for the opportunity. And then let's just understand, probably most of the things that I'll be talking will be there in your radar as well. But what I will be able to do for that is get it into the context of what we are here to discuss. On that count, do I have the sharing rights, please?
You are a presenter, ma'am. You can share now.
Thank you so much. Just confirm if you're able to see my screen, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. So this is basically the topic for the day. So basically, what is biotechnology all about? It's basically the biological systems usage found in organisms and living organisms themselves, and also into other segments. These include applications in multiple fields, from agriculture practice to medical sector. Almost every sector today we see is getting covered with this. It does not include only applications in the field that involve the living, but also in any other field where the information is obtained from biological aspect as an organism can be applied. Biotech is particularly vital when it comes to the development of minuscule, that is the nanotechnology related particles that I'm talking about, and chemical tools that are very, very prevalent. As many tools as biotechnology coexist circular levels. What kind of biotechnologies are actually available around us? One definitely very, very prominent is biotechnology, where we know that, things like vaccines, diagnostics, formulations, these are all things which are there as part and parcel of medical biotechnology. Moving on from there, we also have something called as agricultural biotechnology, where we are talking about genetically modifying the crops so that the yield for crop is actually going to be better and also enhanced. And there is a lot of research which is happening in this particular field, and it's actually very, very helpful for the farming sector. Plant and animal breeding, we've all been witnessing in the recent times that this is again another evolving field. Industrial biotechnology, where we are talking about genetically modifying the organisms. We're talking about biocatalysts, we're talking about fermentations, we're also talking about microorganisms, also talking about the nanoorganisms which exist. Then, of course, as social beings, we all know that we are all in an environment, and environmental biotechnology is another popular field or a segment right now. Bio remediation, whether it is for food waste or solid waste disposal, all of that is definitely using biotechnology. Now, if we just have to do the color coding of biotechnology, these are kinds of color codes which are available. There's something called as gold, red, white, yellow, gray, green, blue, violet, and of course, nothing to forget, we also have a dark biotechnology. So let's just get, there is too much of information. I'm sure all of you are aware about it. But then I thought a couple of things which are interesting to me also personally, those are things that I would like to call out from this place. The green biotechnology, yes, this is something which emphasizes on agriculture that basically involves new plant varieties in the agricultural interest. And how do we create, a germ-free or a bacteria-free kind of pesticides, and how this will actually contribute to biofertilizers. So this is something that green biotechnology is definitely working on. And the next one, which I would like to draw, a couple of minutes, is towards white biotechnology, which is basically to the industrial biotech and designing of energy efficient and less polluting. And this will also contribute to the environmental changes that we're talking about. And it should also consume low resources. And that's the process that actually happens over there. So something that we should definitely sensitize the future generation not to look at, or probably very, very conscious and sensitive to the fact is the dark biotechnology. Where we will be also understanding that there are things like bioterrorism, biological weapons, biowarfare, using microorganisms, and these are things which are very, very dangerous. So we should be aware of these kind of things, and this can actually devastate everything that we see on the globe. Now, if we just have to look at what is this all about, as India, we are in the 12th position when it comes to biotechnology as a destination. India would like to be the top three, top four kind of a place, definitely, and all of you will be able to contribute towards that dream. If we look at, the country that holds approximately about 3% of global biotechnology pie, that's about India. And we are looking at how do we move that global position from 12th destination to something a little bigger. Stronger startup ecosystem, that's something which is developing and enhancing in India. And approximately about 600 crore biotech companies are available and coming up in India. And approximately more than about 100 biotech incubators are available, and 2,700 biotech startups, which are estimated to reach about 10,000 by 2024. And that's where this startup ecosystem discussion that we're going to have, that we are having today, is definitely relevant to the larger ecosystem, the impact that we will all be creating to that 10,000 number that we are aspiring to reach at. Stronger growth biopharmaceuticals, we are definitely on there. And if we just look at the market size in 2019, approximately about 58% was contributed by biopharmaceuticals. And also, the growth of the industry is also driven by the vaccines, and all of us have witnessed and are witnessing what's happening in the world around us. We definitely have some great credit points to pat our backs with as country, especially in terms of vaccinations in view of COVID. I'm talking about. Leading destination trials for clinical trials. So this is also another thing that India is definitely popular about. Certain locations, like certain organizations like Cipla, Dr. Reddy Labs, MCO Pharmaceuticals, Sun Pharma. So these are all, organizations which have joined hands for clinical trials of investigating an oral antiviral medication in this sector. And that is something that we have seen in almost till July. I think that's been the development that we could see. If we look at India as an advantageous situation, what do we have as a nation to look or get focused into this biotech field? Almost about 1.3 million population, 50% being under the age group of 35. And that's the best demographic dividend that we have. And we are also looking at how do we make the large young talent pool available to join the workforce. As I said, that 90 million work pool that we're talking about also has a significant component to be added from biotech segment as well. And precisely, this is where the team from NASSCOM is getting connected over to this discussion, because we are also heading towards ensuring that the skilled workforce is getting prepared, irrespective of what technology or which stream they come from. That's what is the common game that we're looking at. India is a large reservoir. We have scientific and human resources, including the scientists and the engineers which are available, and that's where we should look to contribute more. As far as infrastructure capabilities are concerned, we are definitely doing great. And if we look at what happened at Iraq, a lot of incubators are getting incubated over there. 2021, the union budget, if we look at, there is plans, and they have announced to set up about 9 biosafety level 3 laboratories through Pradhan Mantri Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana. This is one of the schemes that has been, announced, and there is a good the budget which has been allocated as part of the union budget. So that means I'm coming to say that even at the government level, there's a key focus to develop this particular technology or a stream for us. At a policy level, we are 100% automatic route. We have a greenfield projects for pharmaceuticals, which are there. About 74% is permitted to be under the automatic route. 100% undergarment route is permitted for brownfield investments. So these are all things that we can definitely look at, and policy level government support is always there. Epidemiological factors, we all know that patient pool is expected to increase over 20% in the next 10 years, and mainly due to rise of population. And we should be prepared for any eventuality and lifestyle changes, which are definitely there. We need to also look at how do we arrest those. If we look at Indian biotechnology sector, that is basically divided into 5 segments. The biopharma, bioservices, bioindustrial, bioagri, and bioIT. So these are all, broadly the 5 segments which are there. And under each of that, we have subsegments like biosimilars, vaccines, insulins, all of that, which are coming under the biopharma. Industrial segment, which is very interesting, is to know more about the biofuels, which is definitely there, and industrial enzymes. That is something which is very interesting to me personally. I keep reading about that, and that's something which is very interesting. I should. Then the bioservices part of it is clinical research. That's a segment which is very important. In bio IT, we know how big data analytics is being used over here, and precision medicine, where even things like robotics is actually playing a very, very vital role. Because there's so much of nanoparticles which need to be handled, and that precision and monotonous work which is there, that can be actually handled by robots. And then we can ask our individuals to focus more on the research and the qualitative or value additions to the tech. And of course, in the agricultural sector, we are talking about hybrid, hybrid seeds, which play. Right? I know we are talking to all the faculty segment over here, and something which is very close to all of your heart is definitely the research and development. If we look at, where is the scope for us to look for, as far as research and development is concerned, we have various kinds of segments. Some of that is something that I could get here. I'm sure there will be a lot more opportunities than this. Genetic engineering, DNA technologies, new drug delivery systems, rational drug design, stem cell research, and bioinformatics. As good as today, I think I was reading in the newspapers today, the Supreme Court was also saying that, they approved the couples to go for the biomapping and the gene mapping part of it, to check what's going to be the future of their generation all about. So these are all interesting developments day in and day out. And this is where the basic science itself is very, very exciting. And, every day there can be value additions. And I'm sure when you look at some of these as R&D spaces, you will definitely find something very, very interesting that you can get to the table. Key statistics, Department of Biotechnology, if we just look at currently, this is data as of July 2021, and source is IBEF report. This has about 1,951 ongoing projects which are there, and projects which are sanctioned for the next year, that is 2022, is 3,652. That gives us confidence that we are in the right direction, and we should definitely look at how do we ensure that the projects which are sanctioned come into reality, and we will be able to qualitatively add value over there. International collaborations, this is where the world is coming closer. I must say we've all become a very, very small place. And that's something which is paved by technology. And there is so much that these international collaborative efforts will actually get to us. Some of the nations are actually looking at what India gets to the table and how India collaborates with them. Of course, there are nations that we look forward to, but there are nations which are looking at us as to how we can effectively and efficiently contribute to them. As far as research personnel is concerned, until FY 2022, it is about 36,750. This is the data that I picked up from the IBEF report. technology that got generated is about 619, about 798 patents have been filed, and there are about 31,422 scientists who are there. And I'm sure this number can definitely go up, and we will definitely be delighted to see some of you in that radar. Of course, there's so many publications, and thanks to all those publications, uh, even a person which is like me, who's a non biotechnology field person, is able to talk about this. And thanks to all the publications which are available in open source, which help us to understand what's happening in the world around us. Um, National and international partnerships. I'll not go deep into it. This is like public sectors. A couple of public sectors have actually, inked the pact when it comes to co-vaccine makers. One of them happens to be Bharat Biotech, who's helped us to get the vaccines. And this is a recent development. I mean, as good as in May 2021, we have seen something like this happening. Merck, which is also there, which is as part of the international projects which are available. We called out Dr. Reddy Labs and Indian drug firms which were able to contribute for the COVID-19 related research part of it, and the partnerships have actually helped us to come together as a nation. Bharat Biotech, they have partnered, and they predict about medications and supply of Covaxin in Brazil. So that's something which is also happening. We have DNA vaccine candidates against COVID-19. So this is something which is happening in drugs, and TGI has also contributed to this, and Department of Biotechnology, Government of India is very closely monitoring what are the things which are happening on this, and they're helping us create these partnerships as well. Indian SARS, that is COVV2 Genomics Consortium, they are also coming up, and they have about 10 labs across the country. And the purpose of INASCOG is to monitor the genomic variations which are available in SARS and COV2 on regular basis through multi-laboratory network. So these 10 labs have come together, and that's something which will be interesting to see in future times to come also. Rather, we're already seeing it, but more interesting things will come up. In December 2020, we have, University of Edinburgh and Gujarat government have signed an agreement to open Biotechnology University by July 2021. Of course, this is moving on a little slow pace, but yes, this has been inked, and we should look for more such collaborative efforts so that the right segment of the pool is getting created in the nation. Recent developments, if I just have to call out, I'm sure all of you are totally clued on to this, but India allows 100% FDI for automatic route on pharmaceuticals and manufacturing of medical devices. And May 2021, as I just now called out, Atmanirbhar Bharat 3.0 mission, COVID Suraksha was announced by Government of India, and the purpose was to develop and produce indigenous COVID vaccines. And there is more than 10 crore doses per month till September 2021, which was envisaged in May 2021. April, we have seen the Department of Biotechnology Ministry working very closely with Pune-based Genova Biopharmaceuticals Limited. So I'm not taking too much of time on this, but one more, interesting element is CSIR and CMERI Durgapur indigenously developing the oxygen enrichment technology. This was something which came as a blessing for all of us as a nation, and this is something which is very, very interesting. And if just give me a minute. National Biopharma Mission, if we just look into this, we have focused towards vaccines, we have focused towards biosimilars, and of course, the medical devices on which we do have facilities which are available. We have traditional research which is actually happening. And technology platforms are available, whether it is animal models or novel assays. We do have these, and of course, core technology is also developing in these platforms, and use of more of emerging tech is definitely going to enrich that particular space. Of course, coming from NASSCOM, if I should not miss out talking about the skill development part of it, the mission is to engage Biotech Consortium Limited, BCIL, to organize series of lecture-based workshops in the country to facilitate skill development and build the next generation interdisciplinary skills for product innovations across the country. Technology transfer offices, this is something that we all should ensure that our focus lies over there, because we have set up a lot of these technology transfer offices to support the entrepreneurial skills which are existing and which are also going to come up in the future. We spoke about Atal Jain Anusandhan Biotech Mission. This is something which is very, very interesting development as far as government, partnership is concerned. This is something that has been implemented by DBT, Ministry of Science and Technology. And the purpose of this mission is to address the challenges which are of maternal and child health, antimicrobial resistance, vaccines for infectious diseases, food and nutrition, and of course, clean technologies. So that's where the purpose of the mission lies. And, we are definitely on that path of moving. And the source for this particular slide is definitely Department of Biotechnology. This is where I picked it up. As a nation, we also have a lot of biotech parks which are available with us. We have Golden Jubilee Biotech Park for Women, which is there in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. We also have one more in Navnolur, which is also a biotech park, which is TIDCO Center. And we have Biotechnology Incubation Center in Telangana, which is available here, place that I come from. We have a similar Biotechnology Incubation Center in Kochi, and we also have Biotechnology Park in Chandrapura in Bangalore. So definitely that's the segment which is available in South India. And of course, when we go to the north and the east regions as well, we have such biotech parks in Uttar Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Chhattisgarh, and of course, Assam. These parks have successfully accelerating the commercialization of new technologies, I must say, and they are able to nurture and maintain the emerging ventures. And there is more to see as far as how these parks will develop and how many more parks we will be able to set up and how we will be able to get the benefits of having these existing biotech parks with us. Now, we're all talking about technology, but do we have opportunities in various segments? These are industries or segments which are existing. And as, reference to the existing union budget of 2021-22, if we look at that, we've also looked at it that government has outlaid about 1660 crores, for the biotechnology research and development. So there is so much of, fund which is already allocated for this. Only meaningful work can come in because the fund is definitely available, the brains are available, the resources are available, technology is available. Only thing is everything need to be stitched together, and then we'll be able to see what we want to see. I'm sure some of you will have interest in a particular segment that you are looking at, whether it is bioservice or industrial, bioagri or biopharma or even bio-IT. So please identify the right kind of segment that you want to get into. Make some preparatory assessments for yourself. And then probably you should get onto that. And the opportunities are definitely existing there. A snapshot of how we see India as an emerging hub for biologics and also biosimilars. So we are seeing that there has been a constant growth, but last year we have seen that, of course, we know what has happened, and in FY 2019. So that's where you will see a dip over here, but then number of biologics and biosimilars approved in India are definitely on a very encouraging segment, I should say. If we look at what these companies have been getting to the table, these are companies which have actually worked on, and they've been getting the launches on various drug names, which are actually indicated over here. Dr. Reddy Labs, Pharmaceuticals, and also Zydus and Lupin. They've all been contributing, and these new drugs have actually emerged. Biologics economy, if we look at that's valued at $7 billion in 2019 and is forecasted to reach about $12 billion by 2025. And that's precisely what we've been discussing right from the beginning of the session. If we look at biopharma itself as a segment, we have biosimilars. We spoke about this. We spoke about vaccines. We also spoke about regenerative medicines, which are existing. And of course, as a nation, we all know the challenge of diabetes that India has, and hence the focus on insulin, which is definitely required. Almost about more than 100 million diabetics by 2030. That's what India is likely to look at. And with this rising numbers of patients, I think we should definitely look at how we make it more meaningful for people. Now, I think we'll move on to the next segment, which is technology in biotech. Okay, I will not say that technology is anything new to biotech, because I think one of the segments which started using technology in the initial phases, that has definitely been biotech. And in the name itself, you have technology there. So that's nothing new for people to use technology. But yes, there are a lot of biotech related softwares which are available. And thanks to science, that we are able to create solutions for imaging, bioinformatics, patient management systems, laboratory management softwares, diagnostics related softwares which are there, and the decision making systems, basically trying, when you do a research, how do you get the decision making system into place? And of course, software and hardware communications and many more which are there. This is all the scope of technology which is existing in biotech software. However, there are so many, open source tools which are available for people to experiment and explore these things. The nanotechnologies or the molecular biology that we talk about, all of that is actually available for people to explore more. And some software which is definitely available as online tools is used in molecular biology, and most of it are also available free of cost for people to download and use. Of course, some of the examples of how technology is being used, we have RNA related genomic analysis, we have graphic packages, we have primer designs which are existing, protein analysis. This is one of a very popular study which is existing right now, and three-dimensional structures, alignments, all of this. And I'm sure all of you are aware about this, but let me just take you to one of these where we can see the DNA related sequence. And just allow me a minute. So this is basically talking about 53 DNA sequence analysis tools and softwares and resources which are available. They're all listed out over here. And there are things for repeat analysis tools also which are available. And there is so much that people can also use from here as existing parameters. They can contribute more, they can learn more from these kind of tools which are existing. And when we talk about these tools, we have tools like SMP tools, GWAS tools, genome tools, which are existing, and RNA tools. And we just now spoke about protein related studies, and that is something which is available as proteomics tools, which are existing. So let's just go back everywhere on the deck. Also, if we just go back to a couple of blog spots which I have actually seen, this is something which is very, very exciting. We have seen some 6 very exciting developments which have happened. That's something that we will see times to come back. Rapid changes, we are actually seeing that next generation DNA sequencing is there, genome editing is happening, synthetic biology is very popular, microbiologic engineering is there, and non-invasive tissue examination. So this is again a very good field, because non-invasive surgeries has become a norm today, a most popular norm, I should say. And there, the tissue examinations become very, very critical part. So this is one of a change in the field of biotechnology that we have seen in the last 4 or 5 years, I must say. If we look at top 10 biological trends and innovations in 2021, how technology is actually playing a vital role as far as biotech is concerned. If we look at these trends, 26% of it is focused towards artificial intelligence, 19% of it is coming from big data analytics, 12% coming from gene editing, and precision medicine about 10%, gene sequencing 9%, biomanufacturing about 7%, synthetic biology, which is about 5%, and microfluids and bioprinting again at 5%, and tissue engineering is at 3%. So this is basically the top 10 innovation trends that we have seen in, and they're impacting the biotech field. And the source for this is Start Us, and this is a startup space where we see a lot of information about the startup space in biotechnology, which is reflecting there. If we look at global startup heat map in biotechnology, this is 4,351 startups have been analyzed for this particular research that research that we talked about. And these are top 10 trends in artificial intelligence. I mean, all the 10 technologies, how they are actually using these ones which we just called out, precision medicine and the other things that we just called out. So those are, this is the source. So you can see how the gene therapy and the startups are actually impacted. Let me just go back. I'll just spend, I'm not sure if I have time right now. I think let's just quickly look at, what kind of startups are existing, why they're existing. I'm sure all of you are aware about it. And gene sequencing, this is something which is talking about the cost of DNA sequencing has fallen, I think, by 5 orders of magnitude. That's what it says. And there are BioCalvis offers, which are personalized diagnostics, which is again a good space to focus on. Biomanufacturing, synthetic biotechnology, bioprinting, which is again a very, very interesting solution, especially when it comes to artificial intelligence, and also using the 3D tissues for fabrications, and also the tissue related studies that we're talking about. The artificial 3D human tissues that are existing and that are available, and the functionality and the architecture part of it. Microfluids, that's again another, and tissue engineering. So these are biotech trends which are rapidly accelerating the research. Uh, and the industry is adopting 4.0 technologies, whereas developments in biotechnology industry are often related to pharma industry. Biotech is essential, and thereby the circular feeds that we look at, these are all technologies that you can use, and you can contribute more. So these are some of the startups, sources that I have picked up. I'll pause over here. And I think I can go back to the main stage, asking that if in case anything that you would like to say, uh, then, back, back to you, madam. Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for your highly informative session. And thank you for brushing our memories as well. And now, from the point of technology, I would like to ask you, how do you want our students to get trained in case if they want to get into software side, biotechnology related software side? So what kind of courses, if they do, they will find better placement?
So the first thing that they should definitely look at, I mean, this is a very, very specialized field per se. So definitely I'll call out for a thorough understanding of their base subject, because without that, nothing is going to happen. And secondly, they need to start off with understanding the basics of programming itself. So and also when I'm saying about programming, I'm just, because all of them may not become programmers, all of them may not become developers per se. They may be the end users of technology also. So they must understand what is technology all about, and how these technologies, which we just now saw, are all impacting in a day-to-day trends that we are seeing. So the technology, that means the basic programming concepts, and also things like Python programming, which is definitely required if they are looking at getting onto artificial intelligence as a tool to be used in biotechnology. So that's how they should look at it. And robotics, where the precision management actually comes into play. They must understand how does the entire science of robotics actually work. You should learn how to create robots, and basically there is so much which is happening on humanoid robots. So they should definitely get prepared onto that side, sir. So that's how they should consciously look at it.
Python, we have their that in their academics as a programming language, and also BioPerl and C, basics of C. In addition to that, what kind of crash course will make them ideal for placement?
So
Because Python they learn, and as you said, they may not be that comfortable with programming and other kind of things. But there will be a certain set of students who have high passion towards this program writing and other kind of things, and most of the time they would like to get into this kind of ventures like in artificial intelligence or robotics, as you said. In case if they want to pursue their career in that regards, so what kind of course is ideal for them? Because we cannot ask them to go for a continuous training, right? In case within one month or 2 months or 3 months, whenever they do some kind of projects, if they start implementing that idea in their projects, probably by the time they finish their final year, they will have some kind of orientation or idea towards that. So what kind of courses you suggest for them?
So, sir, they should, I mean, especially since I come and I understand a little more about the emerging technology space, and we have seen that it has a thorough relevance to what they're expected to do for their living. So I will say that they should start off with understanding a little bit about foundations of artificial intelligence. So they should definitely understand what is artificial. I mean, they can start off with understanding what is artificial intelligence all about, various kinds of applications of AI in biotech. And then they should definitely go for programs on linear regression. They should also learn fundamentals or the foundation level knowledge of artificial intelligence. When it comes to big data analytics, again, there is so much which is there as far as big data analytics. Again, they should go for some foundational level knowledge on big data analytics in terms of using the tools which are there. If we look at biotechnology as a stream, majorly the job over there relevant to technology, if we talk about, revolves around analytics part of it. And that's where the big data analytics will definitely play a very, very important role. And predictive modeling, that's something that they should definitely look at, because if they're able to use predictive modeling coupled with AI and big data, there will be a proper precision for it. Then moving on, they should also look at understanding a little more about the 3D printing, because when we talk about developments, especially, when it comes to healthcare or even agricultural base, we must understand that you can't experiment everything. So, and for most of it, you need to create certain prototypes, and 3D printing will be one of the best ways to use that. So they should know what is 3D printing all about. And they should, I mean, if they have a chance, they should definitely pick up a small internship in a firm which actually does this 3D printing work and create something. So that they are not just dependent on a theory side of it, but they should be more on the practical, and they should dirty their hands in terms of doing that. Moving on from there, I think we should definitely look at robotics. As I said, they should definitely look at using robotics. There are so many labs which are actually working on this, including the robotics is used in defense structures also, in terms of understanding how this is going to be more relevant. And the tissue cultures, if they have to study that in detail, then that precision will come only when they are using robotics. So those are broadly, AI, big data, 3D printing, and of course, I will also call out the robotics, and not to forget IoT. IoT is one of the seeming waves, I could say, and that has a humongous impact on this. And they should definitely understand a little more about what is IoT all about, and various things which are there. And when it comes to artificial intelligence, as I said, they should also look at linear regression. So that will be one of the streams that they should.
See, if we tell students to learn these things, so quite naturally, the immediate question that they bounce is, so where to go, sir? Where
Right.
to learn? Do you have any information to throw light on this?
Yes. So if I mean, I started off saying that they should have a foundational knowledge for all this technology, because when you understand the base technology, the base will remain the same, and various industries will apply it in various forms. So the base level knowledge, the whatever learning that I called as foundational level, is available on the Future Skills Prime platform that I was actually talking to in the initial space, and that's what I actually represent. If we have a couple of minutes, I can take them to the platform and I can show them
Yeah,
these
please, madam.
foundational.
Please. It will be very useful for our participants as well, because they'll go back to their institute and they will help the students to log into it.
I appreciate that. Let me just. So this is called as Future Skills Prime, sir. The students will have a login credential. So they have it over there. I'm just putting it here. So this is basically, now I said it's very important for them to understand and have a basic awareness about all these technologies. So if, we talk about AI, we talk about IoT, we talk about cloud, we talk about cyber, we talk about web and mobile applications, big data analytics, blockchain, robotic process automation, augmented reality, and 3D printing. Now, these are 10 emerging technologies. Now, if I just go to artificial intelligence, first kind of learning that they should have is what is artificial intelligence all about, right? So this is where, if they spend about half an hour on each of the style, they will know what is AI all about and how is it relevant to various sectors which are existing. For example, how is machine learning used in surgeries? Um, how is artificial intelligence used in nursing? So like this, they have all these half an hour modules that they can complete and they can earn digital badge and they can share that digital badge on their professional platforms. So let me just go back and I said about the foundation level courses. Now let me just go here. I'll show you that they will find all the foundation related courses over here. So you will see an artificial intelligence, big data, cloud computing, cybersecurity. You will also see IoT, web and mobile application development. So these are foundation courses which are existing and duration will be about 40 to 45 hours. And there are practicals which are also available within the program. And when they complete the course, they will get a certificate which is issued by NASSCOM. And if they want, they can also appear for a government examination that is conducted by SSC NASSCOM, and they will also get an SSC NASSCOM certificate for that. Government is also offering some incentives for some of the faculty who can go for these kind of courses. They can get the reimbursement even if they're doing a paid program. Now, these courses, which I just now showed you, sir, all these foundation courses which I talked about, they're all free of cost. They don't have to actually currently spend money, so they can go for it. Now, I'll also, because we are talking about biotechnology, let me also connect it to cybersecurity, the relevance of cyber for them. If you are creating something which is a unique piece, you want to patent it out, obviously you want to ensure that all of it is safely secured. And that's where cybersecurity definitely plays a very, very vital role. And so there are not just that, I'll just get into big data analytics. We spoke about that. I was talking about machine learning, linear regression. This is also available for them to learn. And fundamentals of data analytics is also available. And, if they want to know more about, DevOps certifications, so these kind of things are also available for people to learn. Let me just back here. Go to IoT. So you will see if they are serious about knowing and learning and experimenting more about it, there are 248 cards of information which is available on this platform on IoT itself. So they can keep looking at it. There is no limit. There is and all of this is curated and created by the industry. So they are just not learning something random. They are learning something which industry is saying, hey, look, I need this technology and I need it in this standard. And that's why these are all programs which are standard oriented programs. And they don't have to struggle which one to start with, where to progress. They don't have to really do anything. It is sequentially put into this platform. They can experiment, they can explore more on this and learn. And there is no limit. And this is a free platform. And I know for sure some of your students are already there on the platform with us. Hope that answers, sir.
Yeah. And in case if they want to pursue their career in this, so I don't think a foundation course alone will suffice for them, right?
So yes, if we
in
go
that
back,
case, in that case, what kind of course they should do it?
right. So if
They
we
can
look at,
approach you for that.
absolutely they can approach, but I can now show one level of the next level courses also which are there, which are towards deep skilling. As you rightly said, foundation will only get them started. And they can do the foundation course, and after that I just want them to spend some time over here on this slide, which is talking about what kind of job roles exist in the market. These are job roles and what kind of skills are required for that. Now, if they understand this, they can also go ahead and see that there are courses which are available, and this is like a platform which keeps improving day in and day out, and we keep adding a lot of content over here. They can actually keep looking here. In case they want some specific guidance, you can always let us know, and we can get some of the experts to come and tell them what next. So foundation is definitely required as step one. Deep skill is the second level program, and that's something that they can do. And after that, if they want specializations, you can let us know, and we will get the specialization people to come and interact with you. And those courses also you will shortly start seeing on these platforms.
And in case if we want, all these courses are online, right?
Yes.
In case if we want to start it now, during our semester break, what procedure generally we should follow?
So this is for students who are already on board on our platform, or are you asking for fresh?
They may be new to your NASSCOM.
No worries. So if you want to understand and keep a track of what your students are doing, then you can collect their information and share it with us. We will create a group for Oxford in this, and we can guide them on step by step which program to go for, and they can start doing it. While we do that, we can also, because of the relationship that we have with you, we would like to honor that by getting some of the industry experts to come and do some special sessions only for your college. So that's something which is possible. We can definitely do that. You can collect the details, share it with us. We will create the session for them, and they all can get the platform access and start doing it. If you don't want to take that route, if you want them to do it on their own, then they can just go onto this platform. This is freely available. Click there, register, and they can be the owners of their home.
First route is main route, it seems, and that will help us to follow it up also and to add recording to us. So in case if we go in that one, is it possible to have an MOU with NASSCOM so that things can be finalized in a perfect way?
Yeah, we do have standard MOUs with colleges, but we sign those MOUs when we have a solid commitment from the institute, because this is just not like by way kind of a thing. There are universities which have integrated this into their curriculum also. So they have started giving credits for this. So you can let us know what's the big picture that you would like to create an impact in your college. How many of our students will go for what kind of courses? We can just have that discussion, and then we can formalize an MOU.
Definitely, madam.
That will be very exciting for us because it gets a lot of structure to how we want to engage with the students.
Thank you very much, madam. I hope the participant has gained a handful of knowledge, especially how to make our students placeable and how to take our students to the next level of biotechnology. And I think I have to request Sridevi madam to have her session in forthcoming 2 phases as well. Because usually what we do, we'll go into our subject and we'll talk about very hi-fi technologies, which generally they cannot go back and implement in their institute or in their labs. But the courses and ultimately our students will be left unpleased, to be frank. In case if we train our students in these sectors, definitely I think we will do justice for our students, because once they train in these sectors, quite naturally there will be huge opportunities for them. So I personally request you to be as a speaker for forthcoming 2 sessions as well, because we have every month program it is that we are conducting, and there will be a fresh set of faculty members. So I will come and talk to you in detail. So once that is done, I think it will be useful for our faculty member as well. On behalf of Oxford College of Engineering, Department of Biotechnology, and myself and AICTE, and of course, I should thank Dinesh sir for introducing you into this platform. And hopefully, he is also interacting with us tomorrow. And hopefully, we will come out with some strategy to improve our biotechnology students and faculty. And on behalf of the entire participants, I wholeheartedly thank you for gracing the occasion and sparing your valuable time with us and enlightening us with recent future technologies. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity, and it was indeed a pleasure. And I should say personally also, this is a little close subject to me, biotechnology, because my husband does business of this. He is a biotechnology related person, and thanks to him, I keep hearing a lot of these things from him over the conversations. And I know for sure this is the most exciting field. And had it been any other technology, probably I would have little been hesitant. But because this is biotechnology, it came as a as a blessing for me also, because I understand a little bit of this, and I could articulate well to how technology plays a very important role, because I come from technology. And then this interaction has also helped me to go back and do a little bit of research in terms of how is the ecosystem getting impacted, what are the statistics, all that I was looking at. So thank you so much for having me, and I look forward, in terms of having that MOU with you, and also creating that good impact of, large number of students from the biotech segment also coming and doing these courses, getting certified, so that we can always go back to the industry and tell them, hey, look, your struggle has been that you don't have the right resources. Here is, a group of institution which is actually focusing on building or nurturing that talent, and extend your help to them, so that that industry academia collaboration is a little more strengthened, so that the students benefit at large. So that's something we can definitely look at. Of course, I mean, we can keep on and on, but looking at time, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thanks everyone who has taken out your time to join this, and I hope the session was useful for all.
Ma'am, one question is there in the chat box. Kindly elaborate on synthetic biology.
Sorry,
synthetic. Sir? Kindly elaborate on synthetic biology. It's about bioinformatics.
Bio. I will not be a very clear person to talk about it, but I think
Ma'am, you are on mute. Ma'am, can you hear us?
yes, ma'am, I can hear you. Sorry, I think I went on a mute. Okay, so synthetic biology, I mean, in short, if I just have to put it in a layman's language, there is already an existing biological system which is there in place, and you artificially create that, and get onto the research part of it. It is a branch of science. Various range of methodologies are actually included into this, and that's how synthetic biology is. Few of the examples that I can talk about is it's a mixture of physical engineering and genetic engineering to create something which is new, and therefore it forms the synthetic part of it. And this is an emerging field of research. There's a lot of knowledge and methods of biology and engineering related disciplines which are used to design chemically synthesized DNA to create an organism with enhanced characteristics or the traits. You enhance the existing part of it. So that's what is called as a synthetic biology. And basically designing and constructing, let us say, the biological modules or biological systems or biological machines. And how do you redefine or a redesign of existing biological system for useful purposes? So that's what is, to my understanding, synthetic biology is on.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful lecture and the very useful informations you have given to us related to the trainings to students as well as about the MOU and all. So once again, on behalf of the principal, HOD, staff and students of the and participants also from the participants, on behalf of all of them, I extend a gratitude our sincere gratitude for accepting our invitation and giving such an excellent talk. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Dear participants, with the kind consent of the convener, we are officially closing the session 1 of day 5. Please do join us at the session 2 at 11:30 using the same link provided. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.